Okay, one last part of an already lost Ottoman Sunset. Well, the Sunset was successful, but the game is practically impossible to win. The thing that, I mean, you can house rule whatever you like, but the problem is that you don't get stronger, and these do get stronger, and this is very hard to beat. Plus, once they here converge, you have to beat back both. That's doubly hard. Salonika front is very short. It starts at 4. Gallipoli front is also now active. I don't see how you can win this. Alright, place the vassal, if not yet in play, Mesopotamia and Sinai. Well, Sinai would have again captured Constantinople. Mesopotamia would also have again captured Constantinople. So it's pretty hopeless. Somewhere around June the 8th, 1916, the French and British had made an alliance with Grand Sharif Hussein to initiate an Arab revolt in return for promises of post-war sovereignty. Yeah, we got that. Next card. Eastern Theater. We have to beat it too. -1 because it's a weariness. So we are successful with the Gorlice Barrel thing. Just for completionist measures. Place it in the victory. Okay, Caucasus advances, does not exist. Sinai advances, again capturing Constantinople. 3 actions, kickback Sarail, kickback Sarail, and kickback Sarail, failure. This is the Gorlichen Tarnov. In May 1915, a combined Austro-German offensive was launched against the Russian Empire, seeking to reclaim the lost territories in Gallica. The Central Powers' breakthrough led to a substantial loss of Russian-controlled territory and the capture of an estimated 140,000 prisoners. Yeah, so that was successful. Okay. Events. Place the Kaiserslacht marker on the map. Conduct this phase each turn from now on. So it's Caucasus and Mesopotamia. Caucasus does not exist. Mesopotamia once again has defeated. Got kicked back. So victories become failures. So we have 4 actions, +1 to all offensives during the Kaiserslacht. So let's kick back LNB. That's a 5. LNB, go back. Kick back blue. No, that's not enough. Kick back blue. That's a 1. Oh, we have another action. Okay, so we kick back blue. So in the Kaiserslacht in 1918, we can place the bottom, but we can place the token later. But in 1918, the Kaiserslacht offensive, Kaiser's battle, was the last major effort of the Central Powers to win the war, realizing that war weariness had set in. Yeah, we have the token. And that fresh American forces were arriving en masse. General Ludendorff had committed his final reserves and infiltration forces from the Eastern Front. While the campaign was initially successful, in July it petered out. Okay, Yudenich named commander-in-chief. If in play, replace the Caucasus front with its Yudenich unit. That is not in play, so Arabs advance, Mesopotamia advances, Mesopotamia will try to advance for. I think if you want to make a better game, then you need higher chances of opposing advancements by the flag things. Maybe you have to beat a number. Even so, it would advance. But I think it's better to have to beat the number that you want to progress to. So in this case, the Sinai front would have a little difficulty to enter Jerusalem, but have less trouble entering Damascus. And these one things, yeah, you don't have to check them because there's no flag, but for this you have to check for a flag. I think that makes a better game. Yeah, we can just play on, but I don't think there is much point. The Kaiserslacht means that from now on, I think, yeah, from now on you roll with +1 modifier. But we already lost about 10 times. What else is there? You would have the Eastern Theater, and Arab Gallipoli and Salonika would advance, so you also would have to busy yourself with Salonika, and if Chunuk Bear would be captured, that would also cost you initial will. Then there is a retreat in the Sinai. That's nice. This is, by the way, here. Gallipoli advances. Then you have 2 actions for the Senussi revolt. In November 1915, Ahmed Sharif al-Senussi, the head of a religious sect of tribesmen in Libya, was encouraged to attack the British in Egypt. So the British are attacked here. And after seizing a few oases, British forces with South African aid expelled the Senussi from Egypt permanently by February 1917, so that's why the Sinai retreats. It's a nice combination of mechanics and team. Then there is the provisional government takes charge in Russia. So if the Caucasus unit is on the map, retreat it 1 space. If it is not, return it to Kars. So Caucasus gets resurrected by this card. Flip it to its reduced side. So Dashkov becomes from 2 to 1, or the other one, Yudenich, becomes its weaker part. You have advances in Gallipoli, Salonika and Sinai. That's quite brutal. And then 2 actions to mitigate that. But because the Kaiserslacht is in effect, you gain +1 to all the rolls. So the February Revolution occurred on March 8 to 12, 1917. The Russians used a different calendar. That's why it's called the February Revolution. And resulted in the fall of the Tsar of Russia and the installation of the provisional government, initially headed by Prince Lvov, but by the summer led by a young lawyer by the name of Alexander Kerensky. The provisional government chose to honor Russia's obligations to the Western allies. And that was already said on another card. Then there is the Dunsterforce defeat. It's not really clear, but I think the defeat goes. This token goes into the defeat box, or and then you have two actions, or you yeah, it's the defeat marker. It's a bit strange that it's written like so. Okay, this is the Dunsterville, another text for the First World War. And Bulgaria enters the war on behalf of the Central Powers. So Bulgaria was on the wrong side, lured by German promises to restore their prior borders. Although Bulgarian forces won victories against Serbia and Romania and occupied much of Macedonia, the war soon became unpopular due to economic hardship and dislike of fighting as allies with Muslims against fellow Eastern Orthodox Christians. Yeah, I can imagine that would be a problem. So now in 1918, in September, multinational Allied force broke through on the Salonika front, and the Bulgarians sued for peace. The cowards. And then finally there is the Yildirim. Now the Yildirim is one of the later cards, so unless you play with the shuffled history, you'll never see the Yildirim. But what the Yildirim do is they negate one Allied advance on the Sinai or Mesopotamia. So the Yildirim is some kind of resistance force. Think of like Arakish Fremen or something. Yeah, it's nice, but it comes in too late because the guys already proceeded. Now we have +1 to all offensives. This is the Army of Islam. The Army of Islam was a late war creation that reflected a growing movement among the Ottomans of pan-Turanism, the unification of Turkish people, consisting exclusively of Muslim Turks, Dagestan